So, I wanted to make a video. I haven't made one for such a long time. Life, whatever. My hair's messed up. Not even ready. But I just wanted to make this video to say sometimes in your healing, I'm eating peanuts, so I don't know if anybody saw that come out, but let's get back to it. Sometimes in your healing process, in your healing journey, it's always best to do it alone, solitary. That's when you find out more things about yourself and what are the things you need to work on, because people's words and having someone could alter your way of thinking, and then you're healing from a different perspective. You're not solely healing for yourself, through yourself. But the message that I want to say is that healing by yourself is the main thing, but there's another healing journey, which there's many, but another healing journey is with somebody, with a partner. There's certain things that you can't completely heal, and I say that very lightly because you won't completely heal. I'll explain that a little bit later, but there are certain things that in order to heal, in order to feel, in order to work through some trauma, some habits, some just whatever you're healing through, whatever you're pushing through, you could only do that when you're with somebody. I've learned that recently, and I haven't been with somebody to really figure that out. It's more me wanting a relationship in some sense, and me not feeling lonely, because I don't feel lonely. I'm just alone. But it's more in the sense of looking at because okay, so I'm gonna set a personal example. Because I found myself going on dates, and for some reason not really liking, like I would like and I have these feelings and I will have these things, but then ultimately it's just like I become cold-hearted. And in the beginning it was more like, oh, I'm saving my peace and I don't really need nobody, like, it was just a day and this and that, and it has to be more for me to move and be like, damn, you're the one, but then I started realizing that I'm now kind of afraid of a commitment, in the sense that they will bring baggage, and me thinking about the future and the baggage, and if how is that going to affect us. And I just went, but in reality everyone has baggage, and we all know this by now. We all know this, that everybody has baggage. Like, it's who you're gonna pick to like move forward, move through it. So with that being said, those are certain things that's what I learned that I'm kind of was like a little iffy about commitment. But it's not really sort of the commitment, it's more that my life is at peace. My life is, it's just at peace, and all I have to worry about is me and my family, no extra person. And I don't have to, I'm not obligated, we are never obligated to bring somebody in our lives and deal with their baggage. Okay, but that healing process comes when you feel strong enough to be and to comprehend that nobody's perfect. And if there's a perfect person in this world, first of all, I want to meet them, because they probably never gone through trauma, and that's real hard to, unless they are newborn. Newborns go through trauma. Let me not rant, okay? But the perfect person does not exist. The perfect person in social media, the perfect person in a picture, yeah, those exist. They exist. But a real person is not perfect. And we're perfect in our ways, in our minds, but realistically we're not all perfect, right? So when you meet somebody, I'm just coming into terms for myself and my personal experience that to ask different questions and now to really think about stuff. Before it used to be just dates, and then I didn't like him, and then it just kind of became I'm single, and it's like, oh, okay, want to go out and eat, okay, let's, a meal, right? But it quickly became it quickly turned into, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. I don't want to be on a date when I could just be at home with my kids. Like, I'd rather have a date with my kids in the house, cook dinner, and do that whole vibe. Like, what is the point of that? If at the end I'm having these issues of commitment, that just brought it up. Okay? So now, since I haven't been in a relationship, yes, it's the big relationship that I've been in a couple years ago, I started thinking and bringing up questions and really questioning myself, and I found through that there's some things that I could only heal from. And we can only heal from when you actually physically are in a relationship. And when I understood that, it kind of gave me a sense of like excitement. I'm getting a little emotional. I'm so happy and I'm so glad I did not get into no relationship, because I didn't understand some things that I understand now. And those relationships wouldn't have even worked out because I didn't work through some stuff that I didn't even know that I had to work through. You get me? And I'm glad that I found it out of what to work on, and I'm working on it while not being in a relationship like affecting somebody. And there's certain things that you still need to heal from before you put yourself in a position that you're trying to build a relationship with somebody, and because you didn't work on some certain things, that relationship is not going to work, because there's certain things you need to work on before you work with somebody. Let me try to make sense out of it. Make sense for it. Like, you cannot, if you, okay, let me give this prime example that came to my head. If you have a habit of nagging, let's say nagging, because that's what guys usually say about girls. They nag a lot. Now, there is nagging, and there is you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and I'm telling you, hey, sharpen up. But a nagging is when, like, you don't, like, nothing is working out for you personally, and that's a personal thing. So you're picking at everything, and if that's a nagging thing, if you're not aware of that, because yeah, you could know that you're bitching, but to your knowledge, you're bitching at because they're not doing what they're supposed to do, and that's why you think you're nagging, right? But really, you're just a nagger. So, like, if you jump into a relationship and you're trying to build the relationship, and you didn't even work on how you're toning down your nagging, or like even realizing that there's some things that are like pick and choose the war, or pick and choose your battles or whatever with the person, then you're gonna like destroy that relationship, because they're gonna be like, I do not want to deal with it, because they're on their path and they don't have to deal with it. You get me? So those are little things that you should work on yourself. And then when you're in a relationship, you already worked through that. So you're in a relationship, you're not nagging, and that person feels good and this and that. They don't even know that you were a nagger. That doesn't even exist in their world for your world in their head. Like, you get me? So there's certain things that you should work on. That's what the whole the solitude, that you work on yourself. Those little things that you could control yourself. But then there's other things that there's a lot of things that you won't even be aware of if you're not put into a position for it to trigger you, for you to look at it and be like, whoa, okay, that's something that I need to do something about. You get me? But then when you've really worked on you being alone, and that little gap between your last breakup or whatever to the next breakup, I mean to the next relationship, because hopefully that, you know, whatever, that gap is your solitude gap. That gap is what you need to be healing. That gap is what you need to be questioning this and that. You know what I mean? And then when you're in the relationship, it's just like a healing, because you are someone and they are someone, and you guys are now one. So whatever they're going through, whatever they've gone through, whatever they healed from, whatever they're healing from, you have your own baggage. You have your own journey, you know? So when you guys come together, it's a piece of the puzzle of the person you're with in their healing journey. And when you put them together, you guys both heal from it. And that to me is such a fucking beautiful thing, bro. That to me is like, they say let go of shit, and it's like, bro, when I keep finding out shit, it's like I want it right now. Like, I want it right now. But spiritual and all that, divine time, trust divine time, because if it's not happening now, then there's something that is not ready, or even most likely it probably won't even be you, and it's just your person, you know. It's just your person too. It's not only you. There's a lot of things that people need to be aware of, because when I question stuff, I get an answer the same day, months later, whatever it is, I get an answer. And one of the answers I've got, that when I used to question and I used to be like, why I haven't found love, and like what's not necessarily wrong with me, because those were questions from the beginning when I was probably transitioning into a healing journey, but I wasn't even aware that it was a healing thing, for those questions. But the question of, so like, why? And then you will hear and read and see in social media, you know, everything, that, yeah, so if you let go of love, and love will come to you, you feel love and everything, love coming to you. Yeah, that's totally true. But your person, why you haven't found love, the answer that came to me is like, the love hasn't came to me because my person is still not at that level. Still not at that level. Like, they're working, and they're, you know, divine timing. So that's what I solely believe in. And I didn't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to cut it, because I hear my kid coming up, and that is all. And yeah, so just know there's certain things that you can only heal from, or you can only work on when you're in an actual relationship, when you're in that position. And healing, you're never healed. What happens is that the only difference is your reaction. The only difference is your reaction. You're never fully healed, because you will always have triggers. That's just a part of you now. If you felt it, that's an energy that's always a part of you. You could just transmute it and find a way to manage on how you express it. And that's the part, that's the healing. That's what's called healing. Just to express it in a different way, in a manner that is out of love, or is not a personal thing, or it's from a point of understanding, a comprehending, and yeah, and detachment, some sort of detachment, you know, to not trigger you in the wrong way. Being triggered does not always mean that it's a bad thing. Being triggered could mean good thing. You're triggered to be loved, you know. So I hope this message, you know, open up your mind to new questions and new things, new ways of seeing love, new ways of seeing life and stuff. But yeah, the healing journey never stops.